Greetings! Condensed Chaos by Phil Hine. This is part 23. You know it. My witches, my wizards, my warlocks, magicians, maguses, and magi. Get yourselves ready. Clean out them ears so you can hear the goodness that is my voice reading a book. A good example of behavioral modification is to be aware of unnecessary tensions and eliminate them. Like James Bond coming out that vent with a PP7, boy. The steps to relaxation outlined above have much in common with other, more magical skills. As a core magical technique, relaxation is very much about bringing about a change in accordance with will. Yet even such a seemingly basic change can have wider ramifications. The relevance of relaxation to magic has already been discussed in relation to confidence. It is also highly relevant to the practice of sorcery. Body awareness relaxation training demonstrates how much of our bodily experience we block out of consciousness. As a simple exercise in widening body awareness, attempt to focus your attention onto distinct areas of your body. It is very easy to start this when you are completely relaxed, focusing awareness into your fingertips or your toes. You can also try this exercise anywhere. If, for example, you are standing up and very aware of your aching feet, try and move your awareness to your armpit or the backs of your knees. You can develop this exercise further by attempting to cast your awareness behind your back or across as much of your body surface as possible. Postural shifts. Examine the way your posture makes you feel. Do you habitually slouch, stoop, swagger? Try different ways of walking. Cocky, casual, manic, sexy. Apply the knowledge you gain to your magical practice. Also, be aware of any habitual seating patterns that you have. Be aware of your own body language with regard to other people. See if you can discover your own postural habits and then try some others out. Does this lead to any changes in your behavior? Try adopting the body language which you feel is appropriate to qualities which you wish to develop. It is also useful to be attentive of how other people respond to postural changes. As a development of this exercise, try keeping your posture upright and relaxed. It's not easy. Maybe try Tai Chi or the Alexander technique if you have problems. Then try leading with different parts of the body. Don't stick them out. Just imagine you are being gently pulled along by the part in question. Good ones to try are groin, belly, chest, nose, and forehead. I'm forehead, alright? Forget everything you've read about chakras and examine your own feelings. Do easy. As an extension of relaxation training, examine any action that you make, no matter how simple, and find the easiest way of doing it. Apply this method to everyday actions, dressing, undressing, picking up objects, performing routine tasks. You will find yourself expending much less energy and being aware of what you are doing rather than rushing through a task while your thoughts are projecting into a future beyond the task. When you touch something, pay attention to the brush of your fingers upon it. Feel the object through your fingers and move it with just the right amount of energy. Look at objects with a cool appraisal and visualize what you want to do with it and find the easiest way to do it. Do easy exercise demonstrate how we classify tasks as boring or routine acts to be stumbled through as we project ourselves into a more interesting future? Direct the attention into actions that we usually think are unworthy of consideration. Opening a door, picking up a glass, slicing bread. Make sure it's organic bread. There is an easy way to do everything and anything. We are unusually unaware of performing simple tasks until something happens which hampers us. How would losing an arm affect your everyday life? We ain't going to lose any arms, alright? We got 2 arms and we're all keeping 2 arms. Just remember that. Moving in time. Although we experience time as a separate dimension, it is in actuality a byproduct of consciousness. We are constantly moving backwards and forwards in terms of experienced past, memory, and anticipated futures, fantasy. Although much of magical practice is concerned with the ability to remain in the immediate present, it is also useful to be able to make use of our personal past and futures. Remembering significant instances, nostalgia, or reliving events from our past triggers emotions and physiological changes. To do this requires the ability to assemble a gestalt of sensory memories. For example, bring back the memory of a former lover. Replay a moment of eye contact and feel the shadow shock of your excitatory response. Recall the sensation of a caress, a ghost of a voice, the thumping of your heart. That was very cliche, I thought I'd read it like that. Allow your feelings to intensify and be aware of bodily sensations. This evocation of emotion through memory has numerous applications. For example, if you have unfinished business with someone out of your past, you can evoke them and enter a dialogue. Another use of this technique is to bring forth an intense emotion and then allow the trigger source to fade while intensifying the emotion, so that it is freed of identifications. This free emotion can then be used for further acts of magic. We move forward in time using fantasy, anticipating and rehearsing situations according to emotion and expectation. If you are depressed, then you will tend to slide into a future wherein all your fears and worst case scenarios have prominence. Fantasy becomes a form of selective feedback, reinforcing and reflecting thoughts until we convince ourselves of the momentary rightness of an intention. Similarly, we create fantasies which effectively create a vision of a future space that we are moving towards, but that is always somehow out of reach. In occult systems of belief, this tendency manifests in terms of the New Age, Age of Aquarius, Aeon of Horus, Chaos, Bugs Bunny, or whoever, or whatever you like. Alright, we're going to stop it there. Good way to end it with Bugs Bunny, alright? It was Samity Sam up in here. Have yourselves a great evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. Let Truman talk, and I'll see you tomorrow.